Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Today is Wednesday, November 19th, 2025. Back with another episode. Thank y'all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Hold on. I want to give a round of applause. Join me in giving a round of applause on three. 1, 2, 3. Come on, join in. Y'all can do better than that. Come on, y'all can do better than that. A round of applause. Thank you. They deserve it. Who, big woman? I'm glad you asked. Sorry to be having y'all give a round of applause to somebody you don't even know who it is yet. But they deserve it. They've done such a masterful job. They deserve a round of applause without you even knowing who it is. They did such a magnificent, wonderful job on us. I think they deserve another round of applause before I tell you who it is. Give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, here! And no, I'm not crazy. But y'all are. We are. The American people are. Crazy the best of us. Have y'all heard about the Epstein list? What about the Epstein list? Have you heard about the Epstein list? Do you know about the Epstein list? What about the Epstein list? Epstein, Epstein, Epstein. That's all we're talking about. The Epstein, Epstein, Epstein. They did a masterful job. Don't you agree? Big Wall, what you talking about, man? We lost. Fill us in on what you're talking about. Give me a minute. I want to beat you across the head with it for a little while. So you won't do this shit again. I want you to wallow in it. I want you to be in suspense. So when I tell you what you done did, or what has been done to you, what you're allowed to be done to you, maybe you won't be so quick to do it again, to allow it to let it to happen let it happen again. If I said that right. We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, rather, led astray, run amok. If you notice, all we've been talking about I'm guilty, but I'm back to reality. I had to pump my brakes back up a minute. Hold on. I see what y'all doing. I see what they doing. Don't y'all see what they doing? Epstein, Epstein, Epstein. Epstein, Epstein, Epstein. Look over here, look over here. Look at Epstein. It's the Epstein list, y'all. We finna find out Trump on it. No, Trump ain't on it. He might be on it, but they said something about him. Have you heard what they said about him? What about Hakeem Jeffries? I heard he might be on it. And that's all we've been talking about. Nothing else. It's as if the government wasn't just shut down. And people went almost 2 months without pay. That didn't just happen. It's just, remember the Epstein list. Oh, we gonna act like people just went without their food stamps and benefits and millions of people finna be without health insurance? But what about the Epstein list? We gonna act like this ain't going on.
Majority of Americans don't make enough money to cover some of the basic costs of living, like healthcare and rent. It's called the affordability gap. For tonight's interview, we're joined by Gene Ludwig, founder and chairman of the Ludwig Institute for Shared Economic Prosperity, which authored the new report. Gene, thank you for being with us. What's the key takeaway from your report?
John, the key takeaways, you might say, are three. Number one, 60% of Americans, and less fortunate even, can't meet a minimum quality of life standards. So 60% of Americans can't afford a minimum quality of life, point one. Point two, things are getting worse, not better. And point three is that, it's interesting, the fact is we don't have good statistics publicly. The headline statistics are misleading and painting a rosier picture than in fact is lived experience.
Let me ask you about minimum quality life relative to, say, something like the Consumer Price Index. Is that what you're talking about, that mismatch?
That's exactly right. In other words, the indexes that are out there right now are really survival indexes. They're valuable. They tell us something. We have one at LISA, that is the Ludwig Institute for Shared Economic Prosperity, which I represent. And but they don't tell us, really the kind of life that is the basic life you need to come up to the American dream, to make life better for yourself.
The report shows an income gap, and we're going to put a graphic up on the screen, between the top 20% of earners and the bottom 60%. You say we're not sharing enough of the pie. Help people understand what that means.
Well, for the last, we think 40 years, but certainly the last 20 years, middle and low income Americans' well-being has declined. But as you can see from that graph, that isn't true for the upper income groups.
And also, let's look at some specific things that used to make up the American dream. Housing is up 130% since 2001. Healthcare, 178%. The amount of savings needed to attend college, 122%. I mean, wages can never keep up with those kind of increases. So, what do those numbers tell us?
Well, they tell us wages, by the way, during this 20-year period, were up about 98%. There's a huge gap between the increase of these costs and the increase in wages, which means over 20 years, middle and low-income Americans have actually declined in terms of their ability to afford these things. Real wages are down 4.2%.
So, Gene, if you had to take on one thing, what would it be?
I think it's getting the facts out. I think you've got to be able to have good headline statistics, good statistics that policymakers can understand, so they can focus on the right target. If they don't have the information, they're going to basically create policies that don't work.
What about the Epstein list? Have you heard about the Epstein list? It's very important. You need to know about the Epstein list. Don't you dare overlook the Epstein list. I know you're hungry. I know you're starving. I know you're behind on your mortgage or your rent. But what about the Epstein list? Oh, they got us, y'all. Yes, indeed. Come on. That's all anybody can talk about. That goddamn Epstein list. We arguing back and forth. Who on it, who ain't on it. They erased the name. Now they don't want to release it. You know Trump on that bitch. No, he ain't on that. You know they didn't have time to, they paid folks to say they didn't do this. What about the Epstein list? What about my rent? What about my son? What about my insurance premium? Have y'all forgotten about that? That's why I say give them a round of applause. They made us forget. Have you heard anybody talking about this lately? It's like it don't exist no more. It's like all of a sudden, when the Epstein list news came out, your bank account got full. All your bills got paid up. You ain't homeless no more. You ain't sleeping in your car no more ever since we found out about the Epstein list. The price of groceries has decreased dramatically. Have y'all noticed that? Have you? Have you noticed, since the Epstein list came out, and all this talk about the Epstein list, have y'all noticed how cheap the cost of living has gotten? Have y'all noticed how the wages have tripled? People that went from making $20 an hour to $60 an hour. Ever since the Epstein talk been going around. Have y'all noticed how much better our lives have gotten ever since the Epstein list? Ever since Jasmine Crockett and all the Democrats, ever since they've been talking about the Epstein list, all of our other problems have went away. Have y'all noticed that? Because nobody talk about them, they must have went away. All the other issues, real life shit, the stuff that's been killing us, the stuff that's been making people want to unalive themselves, the stuff that have making people want to give up on life, all that stuff has miraculously went away ever since we start talking about the Epstein list. We don't talk about nothing else. Hell, Alabama just lost to Oklahoma. I was devastated. We ain't even talking about that. Ain't that some shit? Round of applause. Don't you agree? Don't they deserve it? Don't they deserve a round of applause? Now that you know who I'm talking about. They done made all of our problems go away. It ain't that they done went away, but it's like they done went away because we don't focus on it no more. We don't talk about it no more. We don't discuss it. We ain't looking for no solutions. We ain't holding nobody accountable for not fixing the shit. All we talking about is what? Say it with me, ladies and gentlemen. The Epstein list. F your bills. So what you gonna get put out your house? The folks looking for your car. Child support trying to find you. Who cares? Have you heard about the Epstein list? I went to Walmart, spent $100. My basket was so damn empty I could see the floor. Who cares? Have you heard about the Epstein list? My people perish for a lack of knowledge. One distraction after another. And we ain't got nobody handling our problems. Our lives, our world are steadily getting worse. And you know what they telling us to focus on? A dead guy that like babies. The N-word is dead. And guess what? When all the smoke clears, when it's all said and done, mark my word, it ain't gonna be one SOB go to jail. All this attention that we paying to this bullshit, hey, I make videos about it. I'm a content creator. Y'all wanna hear it? Here it go. I'll talk about it. But I know this, ain't nothing gonna come of it. And I know this, we ain't been talking about our problem lately. I know this, we out this bitch catching hell and ain't nobody talking about it but me again. Guess who's back? Mr. Doom and Gloom. Back on the Doom and Gloom. Seems like everybody else forgot about it. Ever since Jeff Epstein, I'm gonna call him Jeff. Do y'all mind if I call him Jeff? Instead of Jeffrey, we gonna call him Jeff. Aren't y'all happy? Aren't you excited? This call for a celebration. Because all of our problems have been solved. I'm gonna go to Walmart now, spend $100 this time, my basket gonna be full. Ain't it, man? That's how we acting. We acting like we done got to a point to where now I can go to Walmart with that same $100 and get a basket full of groceries. That's how we acting. But reality is, we still fucked up. The reality is, it's getting worse. And ain't nobody paying it no attention no more. They got us over here dangling this carrot. Look! The carrot called Jeffrey Epstein. I'm gonna call him Jeff. Look over here, y'all. Don't look over there. No, that's y'all problems over there. That ain't went nowhere. Just pile it up. You know when you don't solve your problems, what happens to them, right? They don't go away. You know what they do? They pile up. So while we over here looking at Jeffrey Epstein, as they got us distracted, because they don't have no solution for our problems. In an attempt to keep us from taking to the streets, from tearing this son of a bitch up, from going out in all-out civil war, to keep us from doing that because we getting worse and worse and worse, we gonna have y'all focus on this. To keep you from looking over there at your problems, instead of piling up. But if we can keep y'all distracted with bullshit after watch. After the Epstein shit died, it's gonna be something else. It ain't gonna be your problem solved. It's gonna be some bullshit that ain't got nothing to do with what we talking about. Can y'all lower the cost of living? Well, now we can't do that, but what about the Epstein list? Can y'all lower the price of groceries? No, we can't do that, but have you heard about the Epstein list? Can you help families get back together? Can you discern what a woman and a man is and what? No, but what about the Epstein list? We can't do all that now. You're asking too much. Can we do something about the wages? Can we at least do something where we can increase the wages? Can we at least do something where we be able to create some jobs out here so people have places to work? Can we do that? No. But what about the Epstein list? Y'all worried about the wrong thing. Y'all worried about surviving. That's stupid, if you ask me and them. Y'all got the nerve to be worried about surviving and feeding your family and putting a roof over your head and clothes on your back, transportation to and fro. Y'all worried about dumb shit. Worried about what you're going to eat is stupid. Worried about where you're going to live. That's stupid. Worried about, can you see in something because the light's on? That's stupid, man. You don't supposed to be worried about nothing like that. You're supposed to be talking about the Epstein list. Stop worrying about stupid shit. Like sending your kid to school. Crime is out of control. Don't worry about that. You're too old to be worried about that. That's childish shit. Why are y'all around here worried about some goddamn light bills, grocery bills, the price of cars? Why is y'all worried about stupid shit when we got something more important over here? Have you heard about the Epstein list? I'm so sick of this shit, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back. Have me a little rest, I'm back. I'm not gonna let you get off track. I'm not gonna let you lose focus. F. Epstein, and if anybody come out guilty of doing something, Friday ass. But I'm telling you, again, ain't nobody going to jail. Ain't nobody gonna even get charged. Nothing. It's just gonna be a bunch of yup, hoping that you won't look at the fact that, bitch, you just got put out. Have you heard about the Epstein list? It got it good. Bye.